Hi, this is Francisco Bujan from vitalcoaching.com. We are talking about dating success for women, and we jump now into how to behave at first dates, how to win at first dates. Now, what I want to tell you is that you are good at it. Dating is part of your instincts. Flirting is part of your instinct. Anything that has to do with relating to the opposite sex has to do with your own natural instincts, and you are already good at it. Whatever is stopping you right now from expressing that might be just fears, doubts, or hesitations that you have to clear up. And basically, in your instincts, you already have all the answers on how to do it right. So what we will check now are simply very direct guidelines that you can apply. These are not rules, you can always make exceptions and do things differently if you want to. But if you have questions and you don't know really where to start with the guy and how to behave at the first date, these are simply ideas on how to make sure that you express the best that you have to offer. So remember that at the first date, there is two key elements that you want to express. The first one is fun, and the second one is being sexy. Why being sexy? Well, of course, it's quite obvious. It has to do with the fact that when you are dating, sexual attraction is what is going to create lots of chemistry. And if there is no sexual connection, I don't mean having sex, but just sexual exchange, feeling sexy with the man that you are there, obviously it's going to be difficult to create this connection and this desire to explore this connection further. So being fun and being sexy are the two main ingredients that you want really to remember and keep in your mind. I mean, build everything for a first date around these two elements. That's the two aspects, the two emotions that you want him to notice about you or remember about you. What creates fun with a guy, one of the main elements that you want to express, is simply be able to tease him. We are going to talk about this more, of course, because it's a major element in creating complicity with a guy. You want to tease him, you want to challenge him on a certain level. You want to make sure that the way you connect to him contains humor and is fun. And the idea of teasing a guy is really one of the main attitudes which is going to create chemistry. What about conversations? If you are chatting, you are having a chat, is there anything that you should avoid really at the first date? Well, definitely yes. There are basically 4 topics that you don't want to talk about. This is absolutely for sure. The first one is religion. The second one is politics. The third one is exes. I mean, stay away from talking about your exes, that's for sure. And the fourth one has to do with personal problems. If you are facing problems at work, or you have hang-ups, or you don't feel really secure with yourself, or money problems, or anything that has to do with putting weight on what you're sharing with the guy, I would say stay away from that at the first date. It doesn't mean that you are not going to talk about it at a later stage, but for a first date you want to create a positive impression. To a certain extent, it is a little bit like marketing yourself, like selling yourself, but selling yourself sounds a bit scary. It's not really the right word, but it is about putting yourself in the best light. Why avoid religion or politics? I mean, these are subjects which create lots of conflicts, lots of potential trouble if you touch them. And exes, obviously, you don't want to bring your ex in a date with another man. I mean, this first is not very respectful, and on top of that, it will focus you on the past rather than on what can happen with that guy in the future. So what are the topics to focus on? Well, anything which is casual will do. The classical ones are music and movies. These are really good ones, but anything that has to do with your dreams, with your desires about life. On top of that, be interested by the man you are with, really ask him questions about himself. I mean, all these are just, social skills, conversation skills. I'm sure you are already naturally good at that. But remember just these very 2 simple tips. Be sexy and be fun to be with. And if you remember that at all times during the first date, anything that is not contained within those 2 qualities, just stay away from them. Now, what if you want to get better at it? The best way to get better at first dates is to have lots of them. I mean, if you have been just one time at a first date in the last 3, 4, or 5 years, obviously it's going to be very challenging. Now, if you have first dates frequently, obviously that's the best way to learn very fast. If you don't have the occasion to train your skills, then what you can do is simply ask a friend for feedback, a male friend or female friend. You can do some role play with them. Just go to a cafe with them and say, what happens to you when I say that, or do you think it's a good idea? Get some feedback from them. That's an excellent thing to do. Of course, okay, I didn't record this video to invite you to do some coaching, but if you come up to the site, come to vitalcoaching.com, you can sign up for a couple of sessions with me, and I'll be glad to to do some role play with you by phone. We can practice certain moves and see how you respond. Remember, once you ask him out or make it very easy for him to ask you out, the next step is really to get it right on the first date. And these strategies, I think, give you really an edge and allow you to win really at first date, so that the guy is really interested and wanting to see you again. Now, another important element: don't stretch a first date too long, really. Keep it relatively short, maybe a couple of hours maximum or even less, but leave on a high note. That's something to remember. Leave on a high note. I would say don't go and have sex on the first date either. If you want to share good night kiss, I would say that's fine, but keep the mystery alive for next time, really. That way he will come back asking for more. I think that the next video will probably be on how to follow up your first date and make sure that that you establish a good connection with that guy on the long term. Take care, and looking forward to help you further with that. Bye bye.